Hey guys, this is Mo, and this time we'll go into more in depth about the events in Phantasya. So, let's open up the event we created last time of the block. Like we said last time, you can set the graphics, the facing direction, behavior, movement, the activation conditions, stats, solidity, physics, and light source settings. Now, this time we'll go more in depth into the commands an event can have. Upon double clicking on this part here, you'll come across this page having 4 different tabs of commands you can add to the event, about 50 commands in all. You can see very useful stuff for you, such as conditions, variables, and event creation in runtime. Other notable things you can see is the collision check, the math formula, in which you can pretty much enter in text the formulas you want to use in your game, and the engine just analyzes them and figures them out for you, so you can use in your variables. You have the particle system, sound management, messages with input and options, and saving and loading. So let's look at some of the commands more thoroughly. Let's go first to the conditions, since that's what you will be using the most. Upon clicking, you'll open another window right here and have various options to check for conditions on. You can check numbers using the variables you have and compare them to different variables or to set amounts you set yourself. You can do the same thing for textual conditions using the string variables you set beforehand. In the conditional tab, you have switches and points. Switches you can just check if they're on or off to manage more situational, conditional event activation. You can use points to check whether an event is at a certain location on the map. The controls is the most important part for the most part of the conditions command. You can check you can check keyboard clicks, holds and releases events and use them to your advantage, as well as mouse clicks, holds and hovers. You can set the mouse over an event, over a variable of a point, or to a set location. Stats. In stats, you can check the various facing directions, as well as every stat and any event or the hero can have. And properties that you check through your variables if a certain event existed at one point, since you can create and delete variable events at runtime. This is very useful times to make sure you're not working on an event that doesn't actually exist. Enabled means whether the event can move or not through the movement change command we have somewhere around here. And the collision, once you use the check collision command here, which you can define from 4 different shapes using different positions on the map using events or variables. Once you activate the collision check command, it sets the collision flag on the appropriate events So you can use this part right here to check the event index, or check through the variable that stores the event index whether the event is triggered or not, and act appropriately. And lastly, you have the miscellaneous tab, in which you can check things that are more specific to various situations, like whether the hero is moving in a certain direction or if it's airborne or not. As well as another very important part, you can use the for each event loop and store it in a certain variable you set in ahead for this. Once you put this in a loop, you can it sets every time you go through the loop, it sets it to the next variable index, and then you can operate it on it using the event index right here. You can check for each event if its HP is on 0 and delete it right here in a single event. That's a very powerful part of this Phantasya, and it's very, very useful. Lastly, you can use the loop or reverse condition checkboxes to make the condition into a loop, or make it a negative condition, meaning that it's only going to pass if this condition you set is not met. So conditions are very, very important and crucial to the process of your game. So let's set an example one using a stroke to the space key. See, this added the condition and the end phase to the condition we just made right here on the commands page. Now, double clicking here again, we can set another command that will go inside or anywhere else on it. Let's say that once we click the space button on the keyboard, we want something to happen. What do we want to happen? We want let's say that we want to end the game right there. Let's change this to escape so it's more appropriate. And it's right here. Once escape is held, the game will end. So you can use this with a right key combination to edit the last command you had. Also, the context menu in this, you can not only create and edit, you can have various very regular options of copy, paste, delete and cut, as well as commenting options. If you don't want to use the command anymore, you can just comment it out and then comment it later. Another very nice part is that you can use reusable code just like this. Once you check this all together, get all the code you need, you can click this button right here of export template. This will open this menu and let you enter a name. We'll use and game on escape as a name. And once you do that, if we delete this right here, the name is added right here to the templates menu. Once you select it and click add template, once you select the position you want to enter it in, it will paste everything right here. This is saved to your installation folder of Phantasya, so you can just publish it later and share it with your friends. Use it on multiple projects, and this is very useful for various reasons that I don't think I really need to explain at all. The same can be done with events as a whole. You can take the block we just made and press the export button right here, give it a name and game event, and once you do that, a right click anywhere on the map can let you import the event templates you made. Once we click here, the same event is made that we just saved. Clicking here and deleting it. So once we do that, let's go in one more time and change this one thing to automatic, since if it's in interaction, nothing will happen, since you'll need to both press the X or the Enter keys we set as interaction keys and the escape at once. What we want to do is set this to automatic, so we can click escape anywhere on the map for this to work. And we don't want this because we want it to work even when the event is off screen. Now, let's save and play the game. Now it's falling again because we didn't set it to static like we said we would last time. So, let's click on escape and see what happens. Just like this, the game closes because the end command was initiated. So this is it for basic command usage, and next time we'll go into the global events section of the database and see how that works out. Until then, have a nice one, guys.